To make your day more easy. I don't know. It's more light, more mais calm. It's I like.
Yeah, I see it. That's nice. So let's start. I'm gonna start introducing myself and then you can do the same thing. Okay, I'm Mel Tavares. I'm from São Paulo. I live here. I like to study languages. I intend to be a traductor or and interpreter in the future. So that's it. And yeah, I think that's it. What about you?
Interesting. I am Everton. I am from São Paulo too. I am living in Butantã. I don't know if you know Butantã. Uh, I'm work with IT. I am a programmer or a project manager. In this moment, I am find a new job, and I am in talk to improve my English and uh, find a a better job.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the platform and then we can start. Talk and Talk is a platform where we can practice our English, French, Italian, Spanish, Mandarin, and in the future, maybe other languages too. Here is a safe place to make mistakes. We're not here to judge anybody. And this is a conversation 100% in English. So, of course, if we need to use a word in Portuguese here or there, that's okay, but it's mainly in English. And I'm not a teacher, I'm not going to teach you anything, but we are going to learn a lot from the conversation, okay?
Okay.
So let's start with the first question. Can you read it and answer?
What does active listen mean to you? Uh, why it's in, why is it important? Uh, Active listen. When we talk about active, uh, we talk about exercise, for example, or
Yeah,
yes, or other or any activity, for
I think
example,
it's more in general.
in general.
Like, yeah.
Okay, activity. It's
Or you can say about the process of learning a language, how important it is.
okay. Uh, when I think about activity, independent, if it is language or exercise, I think you need to a schedule, a step and a schedule and a process uh, to to learn. Uh, English, for example, study in platform and make a conversation class, and or when we talk about exercise, a gym, for example, you need uh, it's not a schedule specifically. It's a steps maybe I don't know or a main goal and follow the the steps to go to to go your goal your main goal. I don't know it's correctly uh, because if you don't have a steps and a process correct process to learning uh, any activity, I think it doesn't work. I don't know if you understand. It's a little confused.
No, yeah, I did. I did. I think the same thing. I think it's always a process. For example, talking about learning a new language. it's so important to have active listening so we can improve this ability, and then we can be more, we can socializable. I don't know, we can understand different people from different places and countries all around the world, just by having a good listening, and so we can hear from different accents and can understand them. But for example, talking about other things, I can say like growing up, for example, like having an active listening to the people, more old, to the older people, not just like um, doing your own way, but having an active listening to them because they lived more and they know more about life and all. So we all have to consider their considerations, their explanations about things, and we should at least try to understand them, try to take an advice from what they said, and just use in our lives so we can improve more and be a better person and all.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
but it's very important in that cases and many other cases, I'd say. But these are two examples that shows exactly the point that I wanted to say. So
And
let's move on to, yeah.
yeah, I think I have a other question because I am a curious and make sense about activity. When you introduce yourself, you talk, you want a translator or how is the other profession?
I'm not sure about that, but I say at the moment traductor,
For
but I
the
don't know if that's right.
yes, yes. Well, it's a curious and interesting because I don't know. People want uh, to uh, to want a translator or traductor, and this is a good area. And you studied about this area and find and search about things and career in this area. It's okay. We have many works in this area.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Nowadays, I'm making, I don't know, a course like about that to improve it, to learn how to do the things there. And for example, talking about the interpreter, it's always so it can be very how was the word, con I forgot, confidential,
Okay.
like everything, the informations are so closed, so we can get out of the room, for example. But it's always different for me that like a while ago I didn't see it like that, but now I see it and I like it. So it's there are two ways of interpretation, inter interpreter things: the consecutive and the consecutive and the, I forgot the other one, but it's one that you, one of them is when you talk while the person is talking, so the people could hear both of us, of the person that is saying that and you that is the translator. And the other one that is when a person says something like a sentence and then they stop for you to say the same sentence in the other language. So there are some particular things that I'm studying about. I had a training about subtitles, how to make subtitles too, and because it's all related, and I really intend to be in that area in the future, of course, because nowadays I'm not that well, but I'm just starting at it. But I think it's a good area, and it's where I can improve more my skills, English skills, for example. And yeah, that's it.
Great. It's interesting because it's a different and very difficult because you need to have uh, a English or Spanish and I don't know the language very very good, very curious. I don't know if the word, but you need have your listen or very how can I say uh, muito afiado.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very difficult to translate when I see in the television, for example, the people translate the other people or person artists talk and it's very fast and the process and the artists, for example, don't stop it much times stop to translate and continues talk later. It's very difficult do this thing.
Yeah, I remember the word is simultaneous and consecutive. The two cases. But yeah, I think it's a nice area to start. Not to start, but to have a career. And because I like languages, I think it's all related to each other.
Great, great.
That's fine. So let's move on to the second question. And that's great that you said like we don't have to be um attached I don't know to these questions. We can make other questions here if we want to, and that's okay.
Okay.
But the number two is, can you describe a time when you lent I'm sorry, can you describe a time when you lent an ear to a friend? What was the situation?
Uh, I uh let me remember because lent lent it's a new word for me. But I lent my ear many times for a friend. I have a big friend. It's like some a brother for me. And for example, when he broke your marriage. I don't know it's the correct sentence. When he separated, broke your marriage. It's a difficult moment for him, and I talk a lot and listen a lot and talk with my friend about the situation, about the moment, and it's very difficult moment. Uh, he he passed a bad situation, difficult moment because don't understand but don't he don't understand why the wife broke with with him and it's very difficult but I lent my ear for many times with this friend specifically for example.
Yeah. In my case, I don't think so. Like maybe it was some years ago, a few years ago actually. And but I don't remember a specific situation. Maybe like I don't know to yeah, just there are some moments where people just want to say things desabafar.
Uh-huh.
So we have to hear to listen to them and to maybe not to say anything if they don't want you to say anything, but just the fact from hearing, from listening to them, I think it can make a difference for them because I think about the opposite, when we just want to desabafar about something, and the other person doesn't even have to say anything, but we just want to say something to someone and just to let that out, to let that be. And yeah, that's it. I don't remember, as I said, a specific situation, but it probably has happened. I don't know. So about the number 3, can you read it and answer?
Yes. Have you ever felt like your words went on a ear and out the other? How did that make you feel? Um, uh, oh, you make a philosophical question. You made a philosophical question.
Actually, that was swelling. That's her fault.
Okay. Um, yes, I think the most of the people have a moment like this when you feel like if anyone don't like you, or I don't know the word, the other people don't prestar atenção, sabe? I don't know how can I say this in English, but in my life, today I'm in 42 years old, and pass for the many moments like this when you in a circle of people, or in your job, or in student class, in a degree or basic school, when you try talking and and the you don't have attention, and it's a little a little constraint. I don't know. It's a little bad because you feel like I don't know, is the word went in here on here and out the other, but the word is uh how is the word uh, down when the things don't the things oh, sorry. uh it's a confused explain this because when when I feel this is because the other people don't listen when I talk, or it's like you don't it's like you invisible. It's very frustrating, I don't know. uh, and you feel so much bad about the situation, and your words, it's like it is down and or crash. I don't know the best word for this moment, but it's a very difficult time for us on on our life. And
Yeah,
you.
I see it. In my case, it's like it happens. So let me see. And it wasn't very good situation, I'd say, because it's for example when a situation, when you already went through that situation, and then you give an advice to another person, but they don't want to listen to you. They think they are right, so they do what they think they have to do, and then smash their face like on the wall because it was not the right thing to do. So, uh, so depending on the situation, you can like um, joke. You can like laugh a little bit of the situation. Like I told you. So now you are there because you wanted to. But of course, it depends. And yeah, but in serious moments too. And I think that's because everyone has the livre arbítrio.
Ah,
So, we can't control the people, we can't um, do what we want them to do, or obligate them to do something or don't do something.
mhm.
So, if they want to do, they will do. And even though we give some advices, it can happen them to not listen to you. So, it's kind of bad, but if that's what they want, I can do anything.
Yes, very, very difficult moment.
Yeah. So can you read and answer the next question, number 3? Oh,
Yes.
no,
No,
it's
number
number
five.
4.
Yes. Why is it important to hear someone out, even if you disagree with them? Uh, I think it's important. It's important uh, hear uh, the other people, independent of the moment, uh, because I will separate in two parts this moment. For example, when you work or study anything and you need to hear or listen listen your boss, for example, or your teacher or your partner in your job is very important because the person put put time and work hard and to explain, to talk, and you need uh, learn and pay attention, no, pay attention, and have attention in this in the in the person. And when you talk with your, I don't know, your friend or uh, wife, your boy or girlfriend, it's very important talk and listen to because sometimes the person needs to talk and go out the words. I don't know is the the correct expression, but uh, I think it's important for the other person, uh, even if you disagree with the person, but it's important that the other person have a ear to to talk and I think uh, it's important to listen the people in general. Uh, I think it's that it's the question today is very very I don't know the word. Uh, you think a lot about the question. It's very difficult
Yeah,
to answer.
that's true. And about that question, I think it's important because there are some situations where we can say some things about that. For example, talking about the professional environment. If a person says some things there and you don't agree to them, it's complicated to say something. Of course, you can say something about your point of point of view, but for example, when it's a superior, you have to be cautious about that because you will not just say your thoughts, your ideas, and just be unpolite and
Mhm.
not to be to and try it maybe be rude about talking about that. So, but talking about, for example, in other situations, um, I don't know, something like when you just don't wanna. That's okay to express your opinion, like it's a friend or I don't know your parents. You can disagree with some things, but it's the way like you don't wanna discuss about that at the moment. For example, you're too late for something, and you say something, and the other person says the opposite, and you okay, just talk, say what you want to say, but I won't even pay attention to what you're saying, and I just want to discuss with you. Now I'm late, I'm gonna do what I have to do, so you can say something while I'm packing all my things, and okay, you will be done like in a few minutes when I get out. So that's another situation that like we don't even have to pay attention to them on depending on what they're saying, because sometimes it's just things that don't even make sense, and they just want to talk to you, so you okay, yeah, you are thinking about other things, and that can happen, but that's it.
Great. It's the correct word for this question. I think it's philosophical
Yeah.
questions. Uh, Great.
That's,
You can read the question 5?
yeah. What are some ways to show that you are actively listening to someone? What are some ways to show that you are actively listening to someone? Do you want to answer first? Or
Okay, no problem. Uh, it's very difficult, but uh, when I talk with someone and I try to show if I, I learn and pay and have attention, pay attention. Uh, it's don't use the other things, for example, a cell phone, and look in your face, in your eyes, and talk about and the question, and don't have other distraction, and talk and show the other person that you pay attention in your words and uh, your sentence, in your subject, and understand and talk about and uh, I don't know the word, but your interagir with another person, and don't have other distraction like a TV or cell phone and other thing, and pay a true attention in the other person. Today is very difficult because we have some distraction in our life. You have many screens, many things to distract us. But sometimes it's very important to show you have attention in words that that other person talk with you. I think something like that.
yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like not use the phone, the computer to look to the floor. I don't know, just to look
Yes.
at the person on the face, and not to like the actions. I don't know, like if I was like this, it means something that I'm not really paying attention to something. But I'm here and paying attention to what you are saying. So that's another example. And that's it. Let me see what else can I say about that. Yeah, I think like posture. I don't know if that's the word, but the posture in general. Like if I, yeah, just be on the wall, like, okay, it's another way of demonstrating that you don't have interest about what the person is saying. So
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree with you. Okay, I can read the next question. The number 6. Can you think of a time when you got the message without words being spoken? What happened? Okay. I don't know. I think it's when you have you when you are close of other people. For example, you have a best friend or your kids or your wife, or you have a connection. For example, sometimes the things don't need say it, uh, because you understand the moment. And for example, when the other person is sad, for example, sometimes don't need talk about this, because you understand the moment. You know your friend or your wife, or I don't know, the, the other people. When you have you when you close, very close, uh, I think you understand the other people, uh, about the moment that the people live with, uh, because sometimes you put you in the how can I say, you put you no lugar, in the place. I don't know, the other person, and you have many empathy about the person, and feel the things, uh, like you you are the other person. It's strange and difficult, but when you have a connection with the other person, I think you understand, without words, uh, something like that. I think it's difficult, but normally it's, when you have a best friend, for example, it's common. You have empathy, and feel like a other person, and don't need the word for understand the moment. I think is that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think another example would be like a mother with their children, like when they do something that the mother didn't like, that she just stare at them like fixed. I don't know. They just stare at them, and the kids already know that they passed the limit, so now they have to be more quiet, for example. So yeah, in other situations too, like what you said, I think words don't need to be spoken. If we can to pay attention to the other things, their behaviors, maybe a person changes their behaviors, and because you are not too close to them, or you can live at the same house but you don't pay attention to them, they can go be that's possible that they are going through something that if you could pay attention to them, you could help them with something, so that would be better. I think it's always important to pay attention to people, their behaviors. Maybe they are acting different, and maybe it's just by little things, little actions, but you realize that it's not the same person that the person was before.
Yes.
So I think it's always important. Maybe it's something that we can avoid a future situation, a worse situation in the future that we can avoid if we help them somehow. And yeah, that's the better that people should do, I'd say.
Great. It's the question. It's very difficult to answer.
Yeah,
uh, okay, number 7. Why
number 7.
why do you think some answers fall on deaf ears? How can this prevent? uh, I don't know because it's very difficult. Uh, uh, how how can this be prevent? I don't know. It's because maybe talk. Maybe you talk the wrong wrong person uh, because uh, defeat. Uh, I don't know. I think sometimes you can talk with other person is not interesting in your situation or in your world, and sometimes you need filter the correct or the best person to talk in your moment, your in that moment you stay. I don't know. It's very difficult because sometimes uh, you are bad. Uh, you are feel bad and for down and the other things, and sometimes you talk the wrong person, but the person is in your life in that time. It's very difficult. And when you are a fragile, you have a tendency to talk with the person. It's 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 uh, it's close to you because you are fragile in this time and you need talk, and it's very difficult to filter this moment. And I don't talk with Mel because it's not so close to me, and but I don't know. It's very difficult to prevent these things, for example, because you are fragile. I think when you need to talk, because something happen in your life, and you need to express and talk. It's very difficult to prevent this, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think some other situations it's more superficial than what you said, but I'm gonna say anyway. Like when you are talking to a person and the person is doing anything else, so they are not really paying attention to what you're saying. So I think that the messages fall on deaf ears, if I understood the question correctly. um yeah, another situation is when the person is saying something, but that doesn't apply to you, like that specific case is not your case, so you kind of um, don't listen to it. You just focus on what they say about you, about your case. I don't think we should do that because I think every information that we get is so important, even though it's not for our case, for our life, but maybe we can learn something from that. So just listen to what people say, and of course not um, be status. When people talk too much, things that is not even true, or it's not good for you. So of course, in that case, you can just let the messages fall on deaf ears. But it depends.
Okay, yes. When you talk, when the other people talk hysteria, I think maybe talk trash, some things like that.
Mm, yeah,
uh, but it's very difficult. Okay,
yeah.
number 8. How can active listen help in resolving conflict? Can you give an example? Okay, I think it's a little more easy to explain because I can use the. I have a daughter, for example, and sometimes the daughter have a conflict with her mother or a friend, and sometimes you need to listen and understand and process and talk about the time, the moment, the situation with the both people. Uh, but I think it's more easy. And the other example, when you talk, when you have a situation in your work, for example, I have I had the situation in my job, for example, when two developers don't agree with a situation, for example, the way we need to follow, and you need listen the both, understand the way. Sometimes we don't have a correct way, but we try decide for the best way to the team or the project, and understand all the things. I think I work a lot with delivery projects, for example, and you need I need listen a lot to other people to understand the help to decide the best way to follow. I think it's when you listen, process, and talk about with the people. Uh, it's a good way to to solve the problem, for example.
Yeah, I think it's not possible to solve a problem if we don't know the true problem, if we don't know the everyone's point of view. So if you want to solve a conflict, we have to be aware of all the parts involved. If it's at a company, we can talk about it, discuss about it, and to find a better solution that is good for everyone. And about a familiar environment, as you said, for example, as an example, it's important too. I think when we are talking to the like people in their personal life, it's even more delicate. Like it's more sensible,
Mhm.
the situation in general. So we have to be cautious about what we say, the words we say. But I think it's just being trying to be aware of what is happening. If someone is hiding something from you, so you don't really know all the truth, and maybe you can't help in that situation because you don't know that fact. So it's what I think.
Great. Uh, the question 9, what are some barriers to active listen? How can we overcome? I think the main barriers is the the attention, how we can talk it in other question. Uh, Today is very difficult to pay attention to other people, and I think the best way to overcome is don't have a screen, or your expression bar, how you said in other, and try to to have focus and understand and talk about the thing, a real thing, a real attention in other person, and the other person talk.
Yeah, I think it's not possible, or it kind of is, but it's usually it's not possible to pretend that you are interested in something that you are not. So if you are not really paying attention to something, you should understand why. Like, okay, that subject is not from my interest, so just gonna, if that's a course, for example, you can skip that part. But like to what are some barriers to attention? Yeah, what you said about attention, I think it's people to people, it's person to person. So you have to have this, the people have to need to have this connection, for at least try to speak to each other, so they can have a conversation, a connection, and not just to pretend that they are listening to each other, and just come in one ear and get out in another. So I think it's basically like that. We are humans, so we have this power of choosing, of thinking about that, if that is of our interest or not. So just sometimes we should just be clear about what we want to do, what we want for our lives. And yeah, but I think that's about humans, that's about conversation. And we should always, just to add, we should always try to learn something from the situations that happen in our lives, not just the good ones. Okay, I did a great job, but let's talk about the bad jobs too, the bad situations that you overcome. What can you learn from it? So just think more about that and try to be better,
Yes.
I'd say.
Yes. Uh, we can talk the last question, or we
Yeah,
yes.
we
Okay.
can.
How do you feel when someone truly listen to you? Can you describe the experience? Uh, it's very good when the someone truly listen you, because you feel like you feel comfortable, or understood. I don't know the correct word, but it's a good when you really see the other people have a really attention, and understand, and truly listen to you. It's very good, and I feel like so much. I feel better about this, because it's like, if you important for the other person, it's a good, and it's good for you, for your ego, for your person, and the most time this thing happen is when you have a real connection, like a best friend, for example. It's very very nice to the things happen.
Yeah, as you said, I think it's so good for us, like the feeling that we get when we feel that someone is really paying attention to what we are saying. We feel like more important, or like more, I don't know, more, yeah, more important. Like we feel like we are being understood, as you said, and we are. we are really talking to each other in this world where it's so difficult. In my point of view, it's more difficult to have this kind of situation, this kind of thing where to look the person in the eyes and just to express yourself, and the other people, the other person really understands you, and try to comfort you somehow. So I think it's really good for us, and it's bad when we do that thing, we listen to the other people, but anybody does that for us.
Yes,
I think it's another bad point, like when someone anybody does that, but I think we should always try
great.
to be better.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. It's very important. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here, I just sent the service link on the chat. It's anonymous, but I will know that it's you if you
Okay.
say something. Just leave a comment there telling how was the conversation. And if you have any suggestions, that would be awesome to have it so we know about what we can talk about in the future emergence. And that's it. I'm really happy to be here with you. If you want to be with me again in another immersion, I have two immersions on Tuesdays. It's 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So you are always very welcome there.
Okay.
Thank you very
Tuesday.
much.
Okay.
Yeah. And I hope to see you again sometime.
Great. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for your patience. And
No, no
I
problem.
hope see you in other time too. And have a good Sunday and a good weekend.
You too.
Thanks
Yeah. Thank you.
now. Bye bye.